Welcome back to the Five. So Mitt Romney's been called out for flip-flopping on positions in the past, and the latest accusation over whether he supports limiting the bargaining power of unions. First he was for it in Wisconsin, and then he didn't take a position on it in Ohio yesterday. People are confused, and today he cleared it up right away, which I've got to say, one of the things I think they did well is they got after it right within, a 24-hour period. Remember back, there were several examples in all across the campaign after some of the debates where people have let things linger for a few days and it's stuck in everybody's craw, and so then it's dogged them for a while. Why are you laughing?
No, because in Romney's case, it was more than a few days. Sometimes it's decades.
Well, no, actually, you know who I was thinking of was Rick Perry when he said heartless in Florida, and I wasn't going to bring it up again.
Nice comeback. Nice comeback.
Can I just say that I really think you shouldn't be calling people names like flip-flopper. I think that's terrible. No.
That's rich.
Touche.
Giving her advice on polite.
Yeah, she's talking about glass houses, right?
Come on.
Romney has earned this moniker for decades, as Eric has pointed out. He has been accused of flip-flopping for good reason, because he has. And this goes back, he's gotten away with it for a long time in this campaign, a remarkable long time. And now it's starting to catch up with him, and now it's real time. In other words, it's not going back into defense something he did when he ran for governor of Massachusetts. This is something he did in the last month, right? And he got himself on the wrong side of the ballot issue in Ohio, a very critical state, and with John Kasich, who can cause you some problems politically.
I wonder, though I take him at his word that he says he supports John Kasich and he supports that bill. It's also one of those, Kimberly, weird things that the way that they wrote the bills, that if you vote yes, it's actually a no, and no, it's a yes.
They always do that. I know. I don't know how people figure it out. You have to go through and examine the whole thing. But here's the problem with Romney. This is why he's not able to trend outside of the 20% range, because people are concerned about what his core values are. That's why they're always looking for someone who's more conservative, that they feel isn't going to go for Obamacare, who isn't going to go for supporting the unions like that. That's why he's not able to be solid in front-runner status.
I gotta agree with you. I mean, imagine if your shopping habits reflected your voting. Like, you'd try to go buy coffee, and you'd have to go, I have to find something that's yes on, not tea. It's like, it would be just absolutely confusing.
Where did that come from?
No, but that's how it works. And I could see he's going in there, he's being polite, he's not sure. And the other thing is, what is wrong with flip-flopping? Flip-flopping is good if you end up on the right flop.
Everything, especially this one. Guys, you understand what happened in Wisconsin? I mean, the Republicans came out, they won Wisconsin, they took the state. Governor Walker stood up and said, I'm going after collective bargaining. They did. It's probably of the most important Republican issues of any, and for Romney to start out saying, well, I'm not sure where I am on that. I don't want to get involved in that.
No, he said it's a state's issue.
But it's not.
Okay, so he came out to
right. The White House, or the potential White House, should absolutely.
Well, let's remember back to when President Obama dipped his toe in the water in Wisconsin, and then he found out that federal employees actually don't have collective bargaining rights, so then he backed off and he never talked about it again.
Right.
But this is one where we were all crazy. Wisconsin, Governor Walker, all of a sudden it was Ohio, it was Indiana, it started to spread. This is a big issue for
there's
Romney
a vote.
not to get behind it right away.
It is a big issue for scabs. It's a big issue for scabs like yourself and for Walker.
Oh my God.
Is
that
a name caller? Is that name calling?
Yes.
This is something that you're right. I'm agreeing with you on this. Are you taking away my mint?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Every time you call a name, we take a cough drop.
Hey, by the way, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Would you please leave your brain to silence so they can study it to find out where this stuff comes from? Really?
Can we talk about Herman Cain real quick?
Yes, let's do that.
Because there was a New York Times CBS poll that has him 25% up, or let's see, what was the number?
It's Ohio GOP voters, right?
And then Romney at 21%. Look at Governor Perry down at 6%. One of the things I think, though, because this poll was taken October 19th through the 24th, things happen so fast in this campaign that because Governor Perry in the last 2 days has come out with his flat tax plan, I wonder if that same poll was taken today, if he would have moved up in the poll.
It's like asking me about Dancing with the Stars a week ago. My mind changes 3 days later. It's like I don't care until it's the last show.
But this is unusual in presidential politics. Generally, when you get this close to Iowa, things settle down, and you don't see this kind of fast movement between candidates like you do here, which says it's still a very unsettled race.
Volatile.
And Cain is the hot property now. But as I said the other day, he can't convert that without an organization and money. I don't think.
But Bob, can I ask you, why is it then that he is still in the game? I mean, everyone's been discounting him, right? But he's won a number of the polls, he's won a number of the straw polls, etc. So how can you continue to discount and say that it's not going to matter in the end?
One of the reasons that I discount him in the end, first of all, I do think he's probably the most effective candidate in this field by far, and by the way he speaks and the rest of the stuff. But organizationally, he's got to go to Iowa, and in Iowa, it is very difficult to convert popularity to votes.
I don't
That's
disagree,
my point.
but he is polling well in Iowa despite the lack of an organization that is traditional.
The game changers today when Rick Perry started with the ads. He was the first one out of the gate.
Right.
And that's where the money starts to matter.
Yeah,
money is going to start to matter a lot. And the two front runners, Perry and Romney.
Are we going to talk about
this poll could look different next week? And also, no, I have to tease Bob, but if you could hold that thought, there are other polls that have Romney up today, and then another one, also a Fox one.
We're not going to talk anymore about Perry's.
We're not going to talk anymore about anything because we have to go. Occupy Wall Street.
No, we're not leaving.
No, we're leaving for this block just for 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to we're going to give Bob back a cough drop, pacify him for a little bit.
He's good.
All right. Occupy Wall Street gets violent as police are forced to fire tear gas at protesters. We'll show you that wild scene on the streets of California. Where else? Next on The Five.
Do you love it?
Like a tell 'em like up them high-heeled shoes.